Craig, 4-0 victory here at the Windsor Food Service Stadium. What were your thoughts on the performance?
Yeah, I thought a good win. Good professional performance. They're a good side. They are a good side. You can see how they took points off people, especially where they throw the full-backs forward, especially the second half. But I thought we handled their dangers pretty well, and I thought executed our attacking side of it good as well. Took his chances when we need to. Took probably advantage of some of their weaknesses as well. But I thought a good professional performance. The lads did exactly tactically and everything that we asked for. So another 3 points, which is good, and a good performance.
Obviously that first little bit before the opening goal, it was a real battle, wasn't it? What were your thought process between that from that moment before Jay stuck it in?
I think for us, we were just getting used to getting the second balls. I think to start with, getting a foot on the game and being able to get hold of the ball and be able to move it. We find it difficult to do that at the beginning, but like I said, we've always got plan B in the locker, and I thought we utilised that pretty well today. It wasn't pretty, but we could go bigger into use it, get runners off him, get people overloading from different areas, and I think they struggled at that point. So once we learned that maybe it wasn't a game to get it down and pass neat and tidy and 8, 9, 10 passes before we go through the lines, and rather than just going one pass into the big man up top and letting him do his business. Once we learnt that, I thought we took control of the game.
What was it like to see sort of the battling qualities rise to the surface? Obviously a lot of teams that have come here, especially in the league, have sort of been quite compact and sat back, but at times they were coming at us quite quickly. Were you impressed with the battling qualities?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think when we had to stand up to the physical side, I think we did it extremely well today, and I think a big pat on back to a lot of players, especially the back four and the pivot in there that did that. So I think it was good to see that we stood up for the battle. I thought Deegan were immense at right back. I just said coming off the pitch there, it's probably the best game. He's been exceptional since he's got here. But I think that was a proper elite performance, because their wing were tricky and again physical on that side of things. And I thought Wedge were exceptional in front of the back four, mopped everything up, and like you said, the battle side of things, he came to the physical battle, did all the work for everyone else, and gave it to Vaughan, Terry in front of him, that the technical players that could go at teams.
And once Jay got that goal, it sort of started the domino effect, and we got the second and the third, and we've done that quite a few times this season. How important is it to sort of, once you've got that goal, instead of dwelling on it or resting on your laurels, just getting that second and third one and putting teams to bed early?
I think any team that's watched us or played against us at the minute, or actually coming up to play against us, I think I think at the minute we're probably striking fear into them once they get one, because you can see teams straight away drop 20 yards too deep, which then gives us the space, and that's why one becomes quickly 3 and 4s. But the lads have got to take advantage of that. I think once we do get the one, you can see the ruthlessness and it probably sounds horrible, but kind of they're seeing people hang off a cliff, and they're treading on the fingers very quickly to put them out the game and out the misery. And it's a proper ruthless side when that happens, and it's a great strength at the minute in time, because like I said, once we've got one, we're not sitting back. The teams are dropping off and fearing. Teams are dropping off and fearing us, and once they do that, we're picking the spaces up, and the quality that we've got in the areas, if people give us the space, we're in teams, and that's what we're looking for. So yeah, it's really pleasing, and it's more pleasing to see teams playing with fear once we do get that first goal.
A man that we seem to be talking about every single week, but with good reason, scored his 19th and 20th goals of the season, which seems incredible that we're in November and talking about those numbers. Liam Hughes is on fire at the minute, isn't he?
Yeah, he's definitely on fire. He's again, I thought, we're giving him a big clap today for his goals, and anything in front of goals is lethal at minute in time. But I think his presence and all the other side of the game, him working hard. You're talking a side here that pushed the full-backs on, tried to play out from the back. He has so much ground to cover, and he works his socks off. He does the other side of the game so well that he deserves his goals because of the what he gives to the team and what he does on the opposite side. And his hold-up play today again was immense, because if you think about it again, we couldn't play pretty today. We had to go directly into him, so there's a lot of responsibility on his shoulders. He won every header. His hold-up play was done in 2 touches, done, popped it out to them, to our pace players, and he was exceptional. But it's become the normal for him, and he's Mr. Reliable. And like I say, his goals are just The cherry on top of the cake, really.
And the man that set up that second goal, Tav, who's come in, made his debut off the bench, got an assist.
Yeah.
A nice little embed to the team, it wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought he did extremely well today. He's fitted in well so far. He's only obviously been on one warm up with us, and this was his first really full day with us. But he did extremely well. We wanted to get him on. We'd already planned to get him on, between 35 and 40 minutes. So he's got a good run out into his legs. You can see there. I don't think he lost the ball once. Tracked the fullback when he had to, and you saw when we moved him over to the touchline on the right hand side. Any balls in behind, people are not going to catch him. But he also, the ball that he put in for Yuzi was magnificent. So good credit to the young man. And I know he's here to learn men's football and to learn that side of things. But he put in a really good performance today when he come on.
Moving on to Tuesday night, obviously we've mentioned about how ruthless this November is, and so far we've done really well.
Yeah.
How important is it to not sort of let the standards drop, despite us playing the team at the bottom of the league?
That's my job. That's my job to make sure that in and keep the pressure on the boys and keep hitting them when I need to hit them with a stick and giving them a love and a cuddle when I do when the opposite side. Football's not perfect. Every game's difficult. And you've got to navigate it round all the bumps in the road, and choose the potential one. They're fighting for their lives on a big old massive pitch on a Tuesday night, a lot of travelling, so it's not going to be an easy game, not an easy game whatsoever. But we've got to turn up there, be professional, and again take the game to them and try and get the 3 points, which hopefully I believe will try and then take us into top spot.
Obviously within their side they've got a few tidy players. We know that obviously Valor is there as well, and as we saw last season, the game sort of changed quickly with the pace on the wings. What are you expecting from them?
I think the young side. They tried to have a bit of experience over the last couple of weeks. Obviously we've had them watched the last couple of weeks, so we know exactly what the ins and outs of them. But I'll be honest with you, I think we'd let them worry a little bit more about us than us about them. I'll not be changing our game plan to how we play and everything for Tuesday, so they could write an essay on us on a whiteboard really about ourselves. But it's who performs best on the day. We'll be going there big, strong and dominant, and trying to, like I said, take the maximum points.